This is the very last part of lesson 4.2, just covering the last two questions. So what we can take from all of our radical and exponents is we're going to simplify with no calculator. So 81 to the 1/2 power, that means 81, first power, square root, and you know what that is. 9 to the 3/2 power means 9 to the third, square root of. So you can think about it a couple ways. You can say the square root of 9 times 9 times 9. You can break it all down to threes, or you can take out a pair of nines, and then this is 3 times 3, so you also have a pair of threes. So that's equal to 27. You could also use your rules of exponents to think about it like this. You could say 9 to the 1/2 power to the third power, because if you think about it, you would just multiply those exponents to get 3/2 power. The reason why that's helpful is because 9 to the 1/2 power means the square root of 9, which you know is 3, and now take it to the third power, which is 27. Back over here, the 81 to the 1/2 power, you could think about that as 9 to the second to the 1/2 power. And so using your power of powers rule, you would multiply that. So 2 times 1/2 is just 1, so it's just 9 to the first power. Okay, 256 to the 1/4 power. So you know that 256 is 16 squared to the 1/4 power. And so using our power of powers, that's 16 to the 2 times 1/4, which is 1/2, which means the square root of 16, which you know. You also could have said that 16 is 4 squared, so it's 16 squared and then to the 4th power. So what you have is you have 4 to the 4th power, 1/4 root, or 1/4 power, I guess, and so that would just be 4. So that means that 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is 16. It's 256. You know that's 16 times 16, so you know that that's right. Okay, 32 to the 3/5 power. Think about what you know. You know that this is, first of all, 32 to the 1/5 power to the third power. You could also do it the other way around. So think about what 32 is. I told you early on that it's really good to know that 32 is 2 to the 5th power. And here's where that would pay off a lot. So 2 to the 5th to the 1/5, those are going to cancel out because 5 times 1/5 is 1. So you've got 2 to the 3rd power, which is 8. Now, of course, if you don't remember that, then you're going to have to maybe break it down a little bit better. So you're going to say 32, you can do the 3rd power. I would see if you could do anything with the root first and then the power in this case. So I'd say the 5th root of 32, so that's 2 times 16, which is 2 times 8. And then you can see like, oh, there's 5, so it's going to be 2. That's going to take care of that. To the 3rd power is 8. So you're going to have some problems where you're going to have to do that, simplify them down. Okay, last question. What operation would you apply to get x? So if I'm taking x squared and I wanted to turn it into an x, what operation would undo the square? So hopefully square root. We did this last year when we were first talking about square roots. What if I wanted to undo a square root? How would I get rid of that? I would square it. Now, of course, you can't go around doing that unless you have an equation, and you could do it to both sides, but we're just talking about how would you get x to the third down to just x. You would have to take the 3rd root of it. Now, along with that, you could also take x to the 3rd and raise it to the 1/3 power. You could take x to the 1/2 and raise it to the 2nd power. You could take x to the 2nd and raise it to the 1/2 power. You could take this x to the 1/3, which is what that is, and raise it to the 3rd power. So just remember that as we move on into other things, that'll come up. And that is the last of this lesson. Finally.